having the right people there was critical.
I didn't have them in my first birth. I only had my husband, and I think both of us felt like they were essential to achieve what we wanted this time.
It was just all so comfy, you know, like that they were there.
At My Kind of Birth, we know that choosing the right team for your labour and birth is crucial. So we asked a bunch of new mums to share with you their experience of what support team they chose and what impact it had on their labour and birth.
For the birth, we had private midwives, and so there were two of them there at the birth, and my partner was there. They were of immense support. I don't know how we could have done it without them. There was great comfort for both me and my partner, knowing that the people who we'd been seeing for 8 months or however long beforehand were going to be in the room. And when they arrived, it was just so pleasant to see them. And you know, when we texted them or whatever, when I went into labour, it was just all so comfy, you know, like that they were there.
So my labour support was on the one hand my husband, Emir, and secondly my doula. And so my doula, Sabrina, she's German, and for me it was important to have someone around who speaks my mother tongue, because I knew that, you know, you're under pain and you can't really, you know, maybe you don't understand what the midwife tells you, and so it was really good for me, or it was quite, yeah, good feeling, calming, that someone is around that can actually help me and translate what's happening. And my husband, he was really helpful during the pushing phase, so the last phase of the labour, because he sort of encouraged me to push harder and, you know, give all I could. And yeah, so he was quite helpful too.
My birth support consisted of my midwives from Mama. So Kelly Langford was amazing at during my labour, and my doula Zoe and my husband, they really supported him as well. So yeah, without them, it wouldn't have been the same.
My labour support team were my partner, my doula, a student midwife who'd been following me throughout my pregnancy, and me, and my baby. I mean, I count him as part of my labour support, because knowing that he was okay, that really helped as well. I think having the right people there was critical to the success of my birth, mainly because they were there to support me emotionally and physically.
I had in my support team my husband, who was wonderful, and I had a midwife, a student midwife, and Sabrina, and having them help me, because I knew that they were gonna be there to answer to the obstetricians and midwives or the hospital staff. I didn't have them in my first birth. I only had my husband, and I think both of us felt like they were essential to achieve what we wanted this time.
So I had a private midwife and a doula and my partner there, and they were all just amazing. They were what I needed at different times, and yeah, they were very, very supportive, and they did exactly what I needed.
The lovely thing as well was that going with private midwives meant that our appointment times were really long. So they're hour-long appointments. You start them basically whenever you'd like to start, you know. And by the time we got around to birth, they just knew me and my partner so well, you know. And the fact that they're long appointments as well meant that there was just plenty of time for a whole lot of talk and developing a relationship that wasn't even baby related. So, and all that, you know, it's nice to have that kind of relationship with your caregivers.